Hi, kids. Hey, guess what? I'm a physics teacher, but I'm going to do a little chemistry with you because we're going to need to be able to do this to do some of the problems moving forward. So here's the situation. I have, okay, we're going to work through, I think it's number 5 on that page in your packet. So if you look at number 5, you'll see it's this. How many molecules of SO2 are there in 0.696 grams of SO2? So first of all, this is going to relate to, you're going to have to use your periodic table. And there's a couple things that you're going to need to understand. So if you look, here's S, okay, here's O. So if I have S, okay, so it says S, well, S is 32.06. What the heck does that even stand for? Well, it stands for 32.06 grams per mole. So let's write that down. So S, there is 32.06 grams per mole. So then we have to understand what the heck a mole is. And hopefully you learned this in chemistry class, but remember, mole is just a gigantic number of molecules, or it tells you, it's a gigantic number that tells you how many molecules are in this gigantic number. If hopefully you watched that video, what is a mole? But I thought it was pretty fascinating. Two of my favorite parts was, if you have a teaspoon like this, okay, and you have 3.5 teaspoons of water, which I have 3.5 teaspoons of water inside my teeny tiny little mug here. Okay, there's not very much water in there. You can see it. It's like just my fingertip is in there. But if you were to, the number of water molecules would be 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd water molecules in this. The other thing that I thought was pretty cool and fascinating was, if you had a mole of basketballs, you essentially could get put them all together, you would have a planet the size of the Earth. I think that's pretty cool. So obviously it's a huge, gigantic number. But back to this problem, we have this many grams per mole. If you have O2, okay, well, O is 16 grams per mole. So guess what? O2 is going to be 32 grams per mole, which then means that SO2 is going to be 64.06 grams per mole. See what I did there? This plus this, that many grams per mole. So here's the easy way to do these problems, okay? Write it out. Don't try to do it all in your head. If you try to do it in your head, you're going to make mistakes. So here's what I'm starting with. I am starting with this grams, okay? And my end goal is molecules. So I need to multiply something by this to get to molecules. Well, I have this so far, so I want my grams to go away. So then I would say, well, I have 1 mole over 64.06 grams. And I want molecules. Well, I know that 1 mole is 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd molecules. And then I can just do the math. I'm not going to do the math because you guys can do the math, but you can see, look, if I multiply this by grams, by moles, and I end up with molecules. If you write it out, these problems are really, really easy. Now, again, here's why we're doing this. In this unit, we're going to be talking about how different molecules can move different speeds. So, and you're going to be asked to find out how fast those actual molecules are moving. So you're going to need to know the mass of one molecule. So for us, we're going to be working backwards. It would be like, well, if you have an SO2 molecule, what is the mass of that one molecule? Well, guess what you would do? You would say, well, I know that there are 600 and this many grams in a mole, but I don't want grams in a mole. I want grams in a molecule. Actually, I want kilograms in a molecule. So then if you wanted to do this, you would say, well, first, if I want kilograms, well, I know I have 1 kilogram and I have 1,000 grams. But then I have to get rid of the moles. So I have 1 mole and 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd molecules. And then, if you did the math there, you could end up with how many kilograms there are in one molecule, which is going to be a teeny tiny number. Okay? But you are going to be practicing these type of problems up here, because if you understand how to do this, then you should be able to do this. All right. Bye, kids!